sunny out here, so I'm going to move over into Kathy's patio. This is my friend Kathy's winter abode, and you're going to get me in sunglasses today because, again, we're in Arizona. So, Kathy also owns a Park Meadow, and we're also friends in Hillsboro. But Kathy has a limequat tree, and I see her limequat tree completely full. And today, and for one of our videos coming this week, I'm going to pick several of the citrus varieties that grow in the park so that I can turn them into candied citrus peel. So the starter is limequats, and I'm going to walk you over to the tree so you can see it. This is Kathy's limequat tree. I will definitely be bringing some candied limequats to her. I know they're yellow, right? They should be Limequats. I have no idea. But they're coming off easy, so they're clearly ripe. I'm going to pick several of the juicy ones to candy. And I'll also take to Kathy because she's still in Portland. Oh God, they smell so good and they're so sweet. These, I have eaten these. Whoops, that one wasn't ready. I have eaten these just straight off the tree, and they are delicious. The plan is to use these to make chocolate covered. Boy, these may be enough. I don't know if I even need to do the limes, full-size limes. To take these and cover them in chocolate, and then you've got like a candy treat. Oops. Or, I'm not sure I can get back to get the good ones. Let's see if I can walk around here. Kathy has a system, I'm sure. I'm going to swing over her watering stuff. And Kathy, hopefully you're watching this at some point. Oh my gosh, look at the back. Completely full of beautiful limequats. Look at that. Oh, such beautiful citrus. There's way more on here than I will be able to candy. I'll tell you what. I'm not even sure I'm going to do a full-size lime. Hopefully these work great. I think they will. They smell just tasty, delicious. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get a full-on candy load out of this. And I'm not even going to take half. Oh my goodness. It is healthy. I wish her lemon tree were still full on. Kathy, are you looking? I wish I could provide you all with smell-o-vision, because it is delicious. Delicious smelling. Look at that. There. Just full of fruit this year. Full of fruit. Well, that guy was happy to come off. They're just coming off. It may sound like they're putting up a fight, but it's not. Just a little twist. I'm sure all the citrus pickers know how to do this. Given that this is my first run at such an exuberant set of citrus, I may just stop at the limequats. This is a lot of candy that this is gonna make. Ow! There are spines. I just got one. Oh no! More. There are more. I think that's gonna do me. I'm gonna stop here, and I'm gonna go get. There. There are plenty here, so if Kathy likes these, I can make many, many more. Okay, I walked and got the Limequats. They're in this, they're in here. I am going to slice them. Now they say 10 Limequats. I just got myself a whole lot of more Limequats. The first steps we're going to take, let me get this in a more pleasing fashion. The first steps we're going to take in my kitchen here, in my little teeny tiny kitchen, is to blanch the sliced Limequats 3 times. So we're going to blanch them 3 times just on the stove in boiling water, and what it does is it gets rid of the tartness. And Limequats are pretty darn sweet, but they do have a bit of tart to them, so that's what we're going to do first. Alright, so we are going to candy Limequats, and you'll have already seen a bit of footage where I went and picked the Limequats off my friend Kathy's tree down here in Arizona. So this is something that Arizona can add to the Christmas experience, because I'm going to turn off the dishwasher here so you don't have to listen to the noise. Add to your Christmas experience, because what do we have in Arizona that we don't up in the north, in the frigid north have? Citrus, dear, citrus. So I'm going to do these Limequats sliced, and the process will be slicing the Limequats. This is about how much you get for 4 Limequats. I'm going to just go ahead and slice them all, because my plan is to pay Kathy back by bringing her some of these bad boys dipped in chocolate. But also, I'm going to use these, and I'm going to try and cut these about 1/4 inch thick. I'm a thin slicer, so sometimes I battle trying to do them wafer paper thin. But I'm going to slice these. I'll probably go through, well, you know what, no, I'm not going to go through. There are seeds in these. But because they get blanched 3 times before we ever candy them, I have a feeling that by the time we get to the candying process, that these will be denuded of their seeds. But I'll keep you apprised as to this happens. I have done this before, but with candied orange, candied full-size lemons. This is my first attempt at the Limequat. So you're on this adventure with me. This is day 2 of the Advent adventure with Black Sheep. So enjoy. I'm going to break. I'm going to do all this slicing so that you don't have to watch. And then I'll turn you back on when we get to some of the blanching trips and then the candying trip. Alright, I have now cut about 10, maybe even 20 Limequats. And over on the side here, I have my pot boiling. Can you get it? Okay. I have my pot boiling with water. So this is number 1 of 3 blanch sessions. I'm going to pour my Limequats in, give them a good stir, and let them boil. Then I'm going to rinse off the water, repeat the process twice more. This is my second rinse, but my first rinse came to the boil. I strained it into the sink in a strainer, and the seeds are coming out just as expected. I'm going to refill my pot for a 3rd time with water. I put hot water on. I don't know, because those weren't in the instructions, but bring it to the border. I do about 10 cups, 72 ounces-ish. I guess 9 cups, 72 ounces. And I'll show you what these look like after blanch 2. Alright, there is my refilled with water. And there are the newly blanched round 2 Limequats. I'm going to put these in to the pot again to reboil them once more. And as you can see the seeds, they're coming out. So I'm not even going to worry about that. Lid on. They're shrinking inside. The first round, these were all the way up to the top, and now they're going down and down and down and down. In the meantime, I've carried on cutting my bumper crop of Limequats. The technique I've adopted is slice a sliver off each end and then eyeball 1/4 of an inch. And usually that last one is the most difficult to get. That's why I start slicing off each end, because then you don't have to fight with the end when you only have a teeny tiny piece in your hand. 1, 2, I get about 4, maybe 5 if I've been a little crooked off of each Limequat. And of course that depends on size. So I'm going to pour in our 3 cups of sugar and start to dissolve it. And you'll notice I changed pans. I did so because I wanted a broader surface area. I'm fudging and doing a lot of Limequats at the same time. But basically I'm making a simple syrup here. Although simple syrup likes you to use corn syrup, I'm not a corn syrup gal, so we're going to go with cane sugar. And I don't have any. I'm not going to do this long. I'm just going to give it a nice decent blend and then pour my Limequats in. Right now it's opaque, so I'm looking for it to just clear up a bit. I'm not asking, oh, and there it did. It just happened. I can now see to the bottom of the pot. And I'm going to take my thrice blanched Limequats. And there's still a bit of seeds in there. I'll work on that later. They're seedy little guys. Limequats go in. I'm going to give them a bit of a stir. Oh, missed a couple guys. I'm going to give them a bit of a stir. And bring them to a boil while I stir. Gently and slowly. I'm not going to mix this up a whole lot because they're pretty delicate by now. I spotted a seed. I'm going to get it. That is the benefit when you're doing peels. You just have peelings of lime, peelings of oranges and such, and so you don't have quite the seed and pulp problem. This is quite full of pulp right now. So we've now got this, after a big pause and a long wait, at a gentle simmer. I'm going to leave it to simmer until the peelings on these start to go translucent. And it's longer than you think. It's clearly taken a while to get this to boil. And I can't tell you exactly how long, but it's taken a while. But let me lift one of these up so you can see. And I'm going to lift up one of the thicker ones. So we're going to wait for that to become a little more translucent. And then I'm going to lay them out on parchment paper, spreading them as much as I can, because basically what I've made is a very heavy syrup here. And now we're going to go to candy. Not hardball candy and all that. We just want this to sort of get candy-like. Your Limequats have now gone fairly translucent. I'm going to pull one out for you to see. So there. They're fairly translucent. What I'm going to do next is pour, and this is a hefty job, pour the syrup and the Limequats into a strainer, and it's pretty thick, over a pan. And I'll tell you why. There. I'm going to turn the stove off. I put this through the strainer over a pan because this syrup is now lime syrup. And you can use it in a cup of tea. You can use it in cereal. You can use it to make other kinds of candies. You can put it into baked goods. Any number of things that you would normally do with a sweetener, you now have in syrup form in here. A cousin of mine used to make candied orange and do cinnamon rolls, and she used this syrup as flavoring in her cinnamon rolls. So like to paint onto the cinnamon rolls. So all of this is usable, except the seeds, of course. Now, once this is strained, I'm going to lay my Limequats out and let them cool and crystallize. So, there they are. They look somewhat like peppers, I think. I'm going to get a spoon because the spatula is not the easiest mode of movement. They're quite hot. And still a few seeds remain, but not very many. And when they're crystallized, I think I'll be able to... These should dry firm so that you can pick them up and dip them into chocolate if you want. Chop them. Did you see me lick my finger there? Got a little burn. I did wash my hand, rinse my hand off. There we go. I can also chop these up to put as dried fruits. And this is, you know the citron that you buy in the grocery store? We've just made citron. Only, let me tell you, it's going to taste a far cry better than the citron that you get out of the grocery aisle in those tubs. And that is what's prompted me to make this in the first place, because the recipe that I have for one of my favorite cookies are called rock cookies, and they call for citron. Given that I knew my neighbor was growing a Limequat tree, I knew that the citron that I would buy in the store is essentially this. And so I'm going to make my own citron for that recipe. I've also made a lot more than I need, mostly because I'm planning on sharing this with the owner of the tree and friends and family, both in cookie form and in candied peel form. Okay. All right, so I'll stop this again. I have a lot more to spread out. I'm going to spread out more parchment all over the counter, but this camera's right where I need to go. And then when they're cool and ready to taste, I will get this up again and we'll have some closure. That was going to happen. There. All right, this luscious stuff is orange syrup. And this is your Limequat syrup. either of them is wonderful in, you know, anything you put sugar in. Tea, any hot liquids, puddings, yogurts. I want to talk to you about the final product. So we have right here, it looks like our Limequats are soft. So these are a soft candied fruit, not the crystallized that we would prefer. I've since done the orange. And what I figured out is the recipe I got this from did say serve with cheese and cracker on your on a cheese plate. So I think it was built to be a softer candied fruit, whereas this one will be snappy. It should snap a bit. I cooked this for an hour and I used 50% sugar and 50% water in the cooking process. 3 and 3. 3 cups sugar, 3 cups water for this much candied, and I ended up with 5 syrup jars, about a cup each. This was a quarter of the amount of sugar in 1/4 sugar, 3/4 water. So for every cup and a half of sugar, I used 3 cups water. No. Cup and a half of sugar, 3 cups water. Yeah, that's correct. Around there anyway. And it just didn't candy it quite as much as the crystallization process on these. These are already, and they're still warm, they're already solidifying. So this is, I would say 50-50 is a much better way to go. Now I am experimenting with something right now in case you want it dry. I'm going to give them a little bake and dry them out. I've put the oven at 250 degrees. I may drop that down a bit here in a minute and see if I can dry the candy out just a little bit and get more of a dried fruit. Here's the ones that I haven't picked the seeds out of. It is a tedious process. You might want to do it before you blanch it, because it's going to be a little tedious and sticky. I have also got some more Limequats, so I'm going to try this with the 50-50, and I'll just put a note in the comments tomorrow when I'm done and let you know how it worked and if it solved the problem of the squishy candied fruit. I hope you enjoyed the video. Keep coming back. Again, I'm going to be a day late because I'm pretty sure this is going to take all night to upload. Next week, I'll do the rest of these videos from Oregon with a much better Wi-Fi service and upload speed. So fingers crossed, these will start catching up. Goodbye now. Have a good Advent.